the BERT's website, JAMB does not attend to any third party.
JAMB, enhancing academic excellence.
Okay, then, welcome. Our last story. You know, a reform of any kind is possible only if you have a strong economy. Whereas the government believes that Nigerians will soon start to enjoy the benefits of reforms engineered by President Commander-in-Chief. Now, head of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Comrade Joe Ajaero, has faulted President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms, which he insists are killing Nigerians. As far as Ajaero is concerned, both the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund are misleading protagonists of Tinubunomics. Did you get that?
To an extent, I agree. We all know. Don't we all feel it? He just talked about how much a liter of diesel costs. And we all know how much the pump price of PMS is. And we all know what it costs to buy a bag of rice. Unfortunately, because of the high cost of a bag of rice, you have different types of rice in the market. There are some kind of rice you will cook. It gets done to a point and it refuses to continue. So if you leave it on your gas, your gas will finish and it will not get soft beyond whatever texture that I think at that point. These are some of the fallout of the economy. So when they are when Ajaero said this, I could understand why he's talking about it. There is no one in Nigeria that has not felt the pinch of what is going on in the economy. But I want to believe that, like they say, before gold, when you see gold in the raw, you wouldn't even want to pick it up. Or when gold passes through fire and it comes out, it becomes beautiful, it becomes well sought after. So I want to believe that, okay, Mr. President came in last year, May, so he's here to clock a year in that office. So I'm believing and I'm hoping that by the time he clocks a year, there will be, we are going to experience a significant change on a positive note in the economy. I want to believe that.
Charles, never mind the politician, the comedian who said a government came promising change. As soon as it got to power, it changed the promise and so on. But look at on the one hand, you have Tinubunomics, and then you have the Ajaeronomics clashing.
Yes,
yeah. Aren't you scandalized that at close to 64 years, we're living beggarly lives in this country?
Yeah.
Something we could have avoided entirely.
We could have. Incidentally, at my age, I'm witnessing two sides of Nigeria. I'm witnessing when Nigeria was good in the 80s when I was growing up in Bender State. I won't fail to mention it. When my parents had to pay 30 naira as a boarding fees for me. When I got admission into Unilag to do a diploma in 1991, from Iyaro, Benin to Lagos was 15 naira. That's my transportation fare. Not that it was easy to get at that time. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm now witnessing the same Nigeria where my son will go to Benin, we're paying 15,000 naira on that same route. It's not say Benin between Lagos and Benin has increased by any kilometer or half a kilometer. But you see, Jones, you can test even when in our days when it was in Radio Continental, I've not always been a fan of labor, particularly the modus operandi that it employs when it has to engage with government. Joe Ajaero has continued with that. What I mean is this. Now, are we feeling any pain? Yes. Do we have do we have any right to ventilate? Yes. But what I think labor should always do is that nothing stop labor from forming like a shadow government, offering how it ought to be. Don't tell me the government is doing this, your policy and all that. What is the alternative? Labor often does not tell us what they feel the alternative should be in order for us to get out of the books. It is good for you to criticize And but it will be better for you that even behind your criticism, you are offering something that you feel could be better if we follow that route. But right now, what Joe Ajero and his member they are talking about is that they are always saying the wrong thing. We do know, yes, we have problem with policies of some sort, and even the poor implementation. We know we have all those ones. But what do we do? If it gets to another time, what will Labour do? Labour will not call his men outside again. They are talking about even, why I will not be asking for even naira every time to be added to what you are taking home. And you know that we don't produce some of these things you are asking for. Okay, when you give neighbor 100,000 naira, for instance, I mean, as the minimum wage, which market would they go to? The same market where you have all these problems. So I think Labour should change its modus operandi when it's engaging with government to say, point number one, maybe to give bullet points. Number one, on the micro sector, do this, do that. On the micro, do this, on the fiscal sector, do this, on the monetary sector, do this. So that government will begin to look at it and say, okay, let's see what we can pick from this, what Labour, if Labour could bring a shopping list, let's see what can be pick from it, begin to implement. But you are saying government is not doing this. What is Joe Ajero telling us that he feels government can do for us to get out of the woods? I have not heard from him.
All right, Ibn Abba, let's talk about what government is saying through the Special Assistant on Information and Strategy. What's his name again?
Bayo Onanuga?
Bayo Onanuga.
Yes.
He says, Tinubu non-mix will pay off at the end of the day. You trust him?
Let's give them a year. Even pregnancy tenure is 9 months. I'm not a farmer, but I know that there are some crops that between planting and harvesting can be more than, some are 3 months, some 6, some 9, some 12 months. It came in May 29th. He's going to be celebrating a year in the office by May 29th this year. Let's see what changes they have been able to bring about. If there is nothing tangible to hold on to, then people are going to lose hope. I just want to say that, you see, let's give Mr. President and his cabinet, whether it's the kitchen cabinet or all of the cabinets.
They say a team is as good as the captain. So
yes,
the president is the captain of the team.
Exactly. So let's give them, we are in January, we have 4 months. Let's see what they can bring about between now and May. Because if you can't just bring about the minutest change in the economy in a year, then what can you do in 4 years? So that's what I feel.
Because, Charles, because the popular song is, you cannot plant cassava and reap cocoyam.
Yeah.
It's not possible. Even a magician would not
It's
be
not
able
possible.
to do that.
It will run against the law of nature, of course. But again,
You pay.
Yeah, of course. But again, I think what the president and his team members should be focusing on. We've had so many policies that are for the macro sector. As you said earlier, you talked about the SMEs and all that. So I want to see a re-engineering of these policies that would beam their searchlight on the informal sector, the MSMEs, and the market and the purpose sector over there. They're the ones who are crying to high heaven right now.
Yes.
Because those on the macro level, they may be feeling the pinch, but they still have buffers. The everyday people do not have buffers. So I think as they're working in talking about the macro policies and macro policies, they ought to also look at the micro policies that will help the everyday people to breathe, just like President said, let the poor breathe. Because the poor are actually feeling the pinch as well. The poor is feeling the pinch in terms of education, they pay school fees. The poor is feeling it in terms of transportation. They feeling in terms of, if you go to the market, the farm, you might either be kidnapped or you are hacked to death and all that. So all these areas that the micro sector, the informal sector, the everyday people can begin to see a ray of hope. I think the government should find a way to also look at that sector so that all this we're talking about, we just, okay, let's begin to applaud. We're beginning to see,
yes.
They say when you're seeing the leaves of a cow and more, you're
Yes.
getting close to the market.
Yeah. So how do we bury this?
Let's just give him some time.
Okay.
Let's give him the president. For me, I'm giving him a year, May.
They say creativity is doing new things. Innovation is thinking new things. We need a combination.
The combination of the two, because,
Yeah.
I mean, one works for the other.
And great men are not born great, Charles.
And they are not.
They grow great.
Yes.
And this country can be great again.
Yeah, but if you ask me to grow great, I do not want to wait for 1 year for me to be seeing the benefit of what you think they are doing right now.
Okay.
I think the president to be slow to hire and quick to fire.
Okay.
If you look at it, I think there should be maybe periodically, let's begin to assess the performances of his team members. If you're not doing it right, if you're acting like a square peg, you get fired, and then we go to and bring.
All right, Charles, we must apply the brakes here.
Okay.
Well, let me thank you very kindly for coming.
Thank you.
Charles Ideho,
Yes.
and Ibenabo Dixon. And so on behalf of the Backroom Boys, I want to thank you for watching. If you missed this show, join us at 11 later tonight for a repeat broadcast. And of course, on Sunday, we expand the field for you for about 2 hours from 1:30. And just to remind you, we're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye now. Take care.